We are back here with the Channel Journeys live podcast from the show floor of ImpartnerCon 24 here in Miami. Having a great show. This is Josh McFadden with Axonius.
Yes, sir.
And Josh, you are the head of partner programs and operations. Is that right?
Sir. I am.
All right, great. How long have you been in that role?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Well, I've been at Beyond Trust for 2.5 years. So same tenure.
It was a good time.
Good time to join. Exactly. Yes. Is this your first ImpartnerCon, or have you been to several?
No, matter of fact, I've been to several. This is the third company I've deployed ImpartnerCon at over the past.
Third company?
Yes, over the past, I don't know, a little over a decade or about a decade.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you are a big fan, big friend of Impartner.
I am. Matter of fact, when I came to Axonius, they gave us a choice. They gave me a choice to choose Axonius or go find anything in the industry that I thought may have been better for the company.
Yeah.
But I actually went through and did an analysis of what was out there because I hadn't made a choice of PRM in a while. I wanted to make sure I did the due diligence for Axonius and the executive team.
Yeah.
It came down to two, and really the relationship and the knowledge that I knew with Impartner was the deciding factor.
Yeah.
I can walk in. I know everybody there. I know Joe. I know they know the good and the bad of me. So as you know,
they let you be a customer again.
Yes. As
Very
you know,
good.
the at the awards banquet last night, they were cracking jokes when I went up for the awards. So.
Awesome. That's fantastic. And this is a different type of ImpartnerCon too. It's always been in Salt Lake City in the past, and now we're here in Miami. What have you enjoyed about the show?
I think it's the piece that I always get from the show is the networking.
Yeah.
Because I think the people like us who are working with the PRM product, sometimes we feel like we're on an island.
Yes.
And being able to sit down with some folks, I sat down with a panelist that I was on the panel with today afterwards, and they're like, you had mentioned something about your portal. I'd really like to discuss that. So it's creating networking between like minds.
Yeah.
And being able to take our partner experiences to the next level.
Yeah.
That's very important to all of us. Revenue is always king. However, we need to make sure we have a great partner experience to get us there.
Yeah.
That's always the key for me to be here. The knowledge in the breakout sessions and things like that, new trends are always very important. But for me, it's always networking is the top of it.
Yeah, it's been a great show for networking. A lot of good people here, old channel friends we get to see again, and a lot of knowledge being shared as well. Now, you shared some knowledge. You did a presentation as well. Was that a panel presentation?
It was.
Yeah, there's so much going on here. I missed your presentation.
That's
so
understandable.
I'm hoping you will share with me some of the things that you guys were talking about today.
Sure. I think we were really talking about we had a couple of great subjects, but one of the subjects we were talking about was not only our companies like you and I having to do more with less with the economic climate and things like that, but also our partners having to do more with less.
Yeah.
And I think that's the piece that I really discussed in my portion of that was that with Axonius's extreme growth right now, we just hit our revenue goal over 100 million.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing information on that soon. But so we didn't have to really do more with less from our side because we're firing in a great new space called Chasm that Gartner created for us. But our partners are going through some of those economic hard times and things like that. So we wanted to make sure that we can efficiently onboard them, efficiently train them, and efficiently support them and their organizations who are dealing with less people.
How can you move them to revenue faster?
Correct.
Productivity.
So we launched some tools this year that made identification from our partners deal desk teams. A lot of times when we deal with deal desks, we don't have all the information. Who's the AE on the project, or it's hidden in notes. So we went through and changed around our deal registration a little bit to enable a distributor or a deal desk team to be able to register deals on behalf of other people and other companies in their organization.
Yeah.
So that really helped them scale and let's face it, our partners deal with a lot of different products and
a lot of different vendors.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we can't always get them in our portals all the time. And it's a joke that partner portals are a 4-letter word in this industry a lot of times.
Yeah.
But we got them in, we get them enabled, we get them trained, and then give them tools at which their organization can support them as they're moving fast.
Yeah. I see a great question coming in that Ben, what is the biggest initiative that you both are tackling in 2024? I know one of mine. What would you say? Biggest initiative?
ABM.
Really?
Yeah, cross-beam with ABM.
Okay.
That we've just been doing spreadsheets with partner AEs all over the place.
Yeah.
And we were even housing all that in a spreadsheet. Each of our CSRs, each of our channel managers had their own folders with these ABM files, and no one could see it.
Yeah.
And then we did an analysis and chose crossbeam. That's our biggest initiative, Ben, that we're launching this year. So,
is it installed? Is it up and running now, or are you just getting going?
Oh, we've got it installed.
Yeah.
We have a small beta group and about six of our partners, and our largest 2 partners are already integrated into our CRM.
Right.
We're just trying to make that moving to where we're making that actionable now.
Yeah, excellent. We're doing that as well. We just launched PartnerTap, which is also another partner of Impartner, like Crossbeam, doing very similar things. I would say our biggest initiative is around partner experience this year, and that was a theme of several conversations, presentations here at the show, right? Talking about partner experience. And that's a really big one for us. And thinking about how partner experience drives engagement, which drives partner performance.
Correct.
So we've been doing a lot with Impartner on the portal, but also all aspects of all the different touch points with the partners. Did that come up in the conversations you were having on stage?
That specifically wasn't a specific comment, but it's always extremely important.
Yeah.
It's the cornerstone of everything we do, right? So it's always something that myself and our team we're always tweaking.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we are launching a MSP program this year as well.
Okay.
And one of the biggest things that we talked about that is Partner Exchange is our portal, making sure that is the hub of the experience for the MSP.
Yeah.
And making sure that the partner experience in that new program will be efficient and useful for them.
Yeah. Interesting. We're starting to expand on MSP as well. That's a big theme. I think everyone is taking a hard look at that, and that's what customers are looking for more and more too.
Agreed.
Is that managed service? What else came up on stage?
Oh goodness.
Did you guys talk about marketplaces?
We did. We talked about how certain companies were utilizing marketplaces to get market share and gain revenue. We're currently only using AWS, but we're using it for a fulfillment engine through their AWS dollars that customers commit to.
Through their commits, yep.
Really, because Chasm and our product is so new, most companies don't have a line item for what we do. We have very limited to any competitors. So when we do have a challenge to close a deal, it's 90% of the time it's budget. And so AWS commits allow us to fund about 8%, I think, right now of our deals that we may not have been able to close at the end of last year and this month.
We've seen the same thing at Beyond Trust. We launched on AWS and Azure marketplaces, and we've absolutely closed deals and bigger deals than we ever would have gotten, because sometimes the customer doesn't have the budget, but then they find out, oh, wait a sec, we do have an AWS commit.
Right.
I can get budget that way.
Correct.
So that's been very helpful. Yeah.
We did speak about having multiple partners that are tracking deals now, influencers to multiple partners. How are we doing that? Are we keeping our partners whole in compensation? And we are.
Yeah.
We're making sure that even if somebody does use Marketplace to fund a deal, I can't think of any situation where we didn't absorb those costs as a cost of sales.
Yeah. That's right.
So we didn't injure our partners or inconvenience our partners by using that buying methodology.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly helped that AWS has reduced the fees. That was a pain point before, right? So that was a welcome change. Owen has a question. Are you using any automation to measure partner experience, commitment, and sentiment? Are you guys doing anything on those areas?
We just this past year, we just launched business plans.
The Impartner business planning tool?
Correct.
Okay.
We've been really successful with that. Our partners have liked it. So we're measuring their success through business plans. For our top tier premier partners,
Yep.
it's a requirement to do business plans with us. So we're automating that.
Interesting.
I was really surprised at how well our premier, our largest partners, adopted the business planning process. Let's see here. Automation.
For partner experience, what we did last year, we introduced a couple of things. So we are measuring partner experience through a quarterly NPS survey that we send out. So now we're getting a partner NPS score of what do they think of working with Beyond Trust. So that overall, and a lot of things can impact. And so we also each quarter will ask different questions to kind of get a better sense of what's impacting that score. And then we do a big survey at the end of the year. This is like a 25 question survey that dives into all the different areas and touch points where partner experience could be good or bad, and allows us to tweak that. We're also using Gainsight, which we use to measure customer success, and now we're using Gainsight to measure partner success.
Oh, nice.
So when a partner goes in and does a project, we send out the customer, or the partner requests a Gainsight survey go to the customer, who then rates their engineers' delivery. So that's another new tool that we have for measuring. Not so much, it's more the customer experience of working with the partner.
Right. That's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
And so they're committed. They're doing that when they submit that to the customer. They're doing their rating from that same survey.
So the partner goes out and does the implementation of our technology, whatever the customer needs, and at the end of the project, they go into the portal, into the Impartner portal, and request that survey. And that fires off a Gainsight survey going to the customer. And then that reports back the NPS score. Oh, nice. So we're tracking. We want to make sure that's another big initiative for us, is pushing more and more partner delivery to drive customer success. But we need ways to make sure that the enablement we're providing is sufficient so that the partner is successful. And so that the survey helps us kind of circle back to make sure that it's working well.
I really like that.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
It's been very helpful.
I think a lot of programs have that annual survey.
Yeah.
Right. And that can be way far down to the end of the year.
It's too late.
Too early.
Yeah.
And it's too late.
Yeah.
It's maybe your partner's ghosted you by that time.
Yes.
And that was a subject that came up today.
Did it?
Really? With the large networks and doing more with less, how many of our partners ghosted us?
Yeah.
And we really don't see that yet. But of course, within any organization, you have partners come and go.
Yeah.
But they may have ghosted you for a reason in that survey that you would have found out earlier. So I really like that.
Yeah. And that's where even quarterly isn't enough. We're looking at how do we find ways to even do, not every touch point, but frequent touch points with partners in different ways. When they're engaging with a sales rep, when they're engaging with our marketing team, when they're engaging with the portal, when they're trying to get a quote, how do we get micro surveys to know, was that a good experience or not? And then allow us to tweak faster when we have pain points.
And because they are initializing the survey, they don't feel, because I'm saying I'm initializing as a partner, they don't feel that it's filling their inbox with stuff because they requested it.
That's how it has to be. We haven't implemented it yet.
Right.
We're in the design phase of how do we do this, right?
Right.
And what tools are available for us to execute this.
The only other automation we're really working on as far as their commitment and enrichment is we are just now launching the new analytics studio from Impartner.
Okay.
Like many organizations that have channel orders like us, we don't always get the data scientists' time.
Yeah.
Those who run the tableaus and the lookers and such, they are running reports and such for the enterprise.
Yeah.
But now we've already started to build some really cool things to measure our partners and their engagement.
Interesting.
Through the analytics studio.
Oh, I want to see that.
Oh yeah.
I want to see what you guys are doing.
I'm kind of geeking out on this.
That's really fascinating. And, the conversation last night at dinner was, as channel chiefs, we need to do a better job of demonstrating the ROI of our investments, of our programs, and being able to speak in better financial language with our CFOs, right? And I think what you're doing, that's probably along those lines, right? Of getting the data and being able to analyze and demonstrate the data.
As a matter of fact, I was taking Brad Pace was going through that last night.
Yes.
I was taking pictures and sending it back to Mark Daggett, our VP of channel, and we're having comments on Slack. Back
How do
and
we
forth.
build this into the analytics studio?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
more that the steps that he was talking through, we've already implemented.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow,
Well,
we're
that's-
ahead of the curve.
You're ahead of the curve. Excellent.
Yeah.
That's
So,
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see what you guys are doing there. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
we're doing some of that in our Power BI dashboard,
Okay.
but it's so helpful. I think if you can bring it all into one source, and there's just so many different points of view and different customer touch points from the partners, and how do you measure all of that?
And trying to use Salesforce dashboards and reporting for that.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Oh yeah, we've got, it's kind of almost a running joke at our company where we have a channel dashboard doc. And within that dashboard doc, there's probably 20 different dashboards in there because you can only get 3 pivot points on a dashboard. And so when somebody's like, "Oh, which dashboard is that?"
Yeah.
It's one of these 20.
Yeah. Well, you sound like you've used Impartner at three different companies. You're very leaning into it.
Yeah.
What other modules are you using? Sounds like it's
MDF. We're using an EMEA.
Yeah.
We are using MDF and EMEA. That's being very successful. Business plans we talked about. Custom objects are something that we just really love.
Oh yeah.
So we really needed a way to automate our SPIF program this past year.
Yeah.
Really overhead heavy with the SPIF programming, and we were able to create a SPIF center inside of our portal that was syncing to a custom object inside of Impartner, then syncing to a custom object inside of Salesforce, and allowing us to automate the form submittal of the SPIF request to the person who approves or denies it, and then pushes that to our payment system.
Wow.
We are paying weekly on somebody who may have submitted a form as early as Wednesday, got paid on Friday.
Interesting.
Instead of a big batch of where they were getting paid all those at once a month.
Yeah.
Because you had all these manual processes that commissioning teams. So that was the custom objects really changed. We're using it in about 2 or 3 different aspects in our portal.
Yeah.
But deploying the custom objects was huge.
Man.
Are you using them?
I think we are touching on it.
Okay.
We've got a team that's implementing a lot of the new features, but I think they need to speak with you and learn what you guys are doing.
I think I came from Impartner to where when I deployed it first with Jive Communications back in the day, everything had to be built for us. So I had to scope it out, plan it out, deliver it to Impartner, a lot of questions back and forth.
Yeah.
But now, including things like the custom objects and such,
you can do it yourself.
I can configure it faster than creating that doc or sending that email.
Yeah. Yeah. So true self-service,
Oh, yeah.
building that. That's fantastic.
There are some things, obviously, we submit to Impartner, but far and few between.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when I onboarded Axonians for Impartner, they were talking about, okay, you're going to map all your fields. And I went, what do you mean? I'm going to map my fields. They're like, yeah, you're going to map your fields in Salesforce. Clint, I've never done this. and my of course, our Salesforce teams are always busy. They're like, we don't have time to do this mapping. You're going to have to do it. And it felt like this massive project. It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
That bad.
Fantastic. All right. We got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you're looking forward to the most this year?
Oh, goodness. I really think the adoption of our technology is starting to gain a lot of traction. You're going to hear a lot about Axonius over the next 2 or 3 weeks about our $100 million advancement, our $100 million attainment on our revenue.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for a lot of stuff coming from there. And I think that's going to gain us a lot of notoriety and attraction to our product and our company. And therefore, a lot of partners who may not be offering us yet are coming.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about what's coming.
Yeah. It's great when partners start coming to you and asking you, how do we get started?
Yeah.
Excellent. Fantastic. All right, guys, that's a wrap here on the show floor of ImpartnerCon. Josh, thank you so much. Great chatting with you.
You as well. It's great to meet you.
See you guys.